Hey, yo, it's Monday. Let's go. Ho! Hey, I wanted to get a quick video out here. I apologize. The sun's coming in hot, as it should. Anyhow, I've touched on this before. I wanted to touch on this again. This is probably more motivation in nature, but it does pertain to finance and entrepreneurship, money management, etc., etc. So, in this life, I've said this before, many others have said this also, but in this life, there are external forces that are at play constantly in our lives, in our existence, whether for us or against us. There are external forces that most of the time we can't really control. So if there's a toxic person, we can choose to cut them out of our life. We can stay away from them. That's true. But there are larger external forces like the state of our nation, someone's opinions concerning your ethnicity, your gender, or religious preference, or religious beliefs and or sexual orientation, whatever the case may be. There's certain things that we can't really control, and it's easy to get caught up in the sort of focusing on those aspects or those issues that we ourselves, or rather those influences that we can't really control. Anyhow, what we can do, however, is take note of all of the areas and all of the situations and all of the things, if that's the right way to say it, in our life that we can influence or can take control in, and do the best we can in that regard. And here's my point. Now, this is kind of a far-reaching concept, but I think it does pertain to what I'm trying to say. Right now in our solar system, or rather our universe, not our solar system, or rather scientists believe that there are black holes that are actually large enough to swallow up our galaxy. So, and I think one scientific theory, the belief is that one day the universe that we are still learning about and hopefully one day we'll learn more about, will likely be swallowed up by a massive black hole. Now, why did I talk about that? I live on planet Earth in, our galaxy. I believe it's the Milky Way galaxy. And if a black hole is 5 years away from swallowing up our galaxy in its entirety, there's nothing that I can do to influence that black hole one way or another. There's nothing that I can do to change that outcome. I can, however, focus on my day-to-day, what I choose right now, right here. And that does seem a little bit depressing, because the truth is, the far-reaching power of that situation or that possible reality really can make us feel quite small, and it should. But the point is that I'm trying to make, there are always going to be forces in your life, in your reality, in your existence, that are working for you and working against you. You can't always control them. What you can control is what you are going to do, how you are going to think, how you are going to feel, and how you are going to behave. And if you choose instead to not focus on what you can control, but instead focus on the state of the nation, focus on the perception and or reality of bigotry and unfairness that has always presided, unfortunately, within the human family. If you're focusing on those issues, you're basically just a bitch, because you're focusing on something that is beyond you. You have no ability to change that in a far-reaching manner. Sure, you can change someone's perception about you based on how you treat them and how you act, but the likelihood of you solving the problem of poverty or racism or political corruption of your own volition is extremely infinitesimal. It's highly unlikely. But what you can do is choose to be wealthy. Wealthy in all things. Health, monetarily wealthy. How do I say that? Monetarily wealthy. Wealthy with friendship, wealthy in love, wealthy with possibly properties, wealthy in security. You can choose to do that, or to focus on choices, activities, belief systems, concepts that will help you or aid you in that outcome. One book says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Choose life that you might have life more abundantly. Now, whether or not you adhere to that book is unimportant. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, this life is entirely, for the most part, made up of how we choose to live it. Yes, at any given moment, someone could smash into me right now as I'm driving, recording this video, and I could die, and that would be very possible. But at the end of the day, the vast majority of us live in a very safe environment for the most part, and we get to choose how we will influence our reality, the reality that we live in day to day. And when you focus on those items, those issues, those things, those topics, those forces that are truly outside of your control, you're not only a bitch because you're not controlling what you can or influencing what you can, but you're also a vain, selfish person who's secretly or, in my opinion, quite obviously, you're just seeking attention. You're an attention whore who just wants all of the people that are possibly seeing you to see how great you are concerning how you feel about the larger, broader topics that honestly one individual just simply can themselves not correct and or fix. But what we can do is choose life. We can choose to be wealthy, to be happy, to be successful. And again, wealthy and rich, I've said this many times, there's very many shades of gray concerning wealth and riches. I'll say it again, if you're someone who owns a ranch, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home, and that house is paid for, and you have no debt, and your retirement is set up where you have lifelong income after you're done working, you're a rich person. You're a wealthy person. You're not buying a Maserati in cash, but you're a wealthy person. Choose ye this day, as 2020 wraps up, choose ye this day how you will live. Focus on those things that you can influence, that you can actually change. Because if you do that, what you will actually do is pull unto yourself wealth. You'll pull unto yourself influence and power, and then possibly, after linking up with other individuals who are like-minded, possibly your collective effort could change the aforementioned issues and topics that have plagued humanity since the dawn of humanity. If you've liked the content, like, share, subscribe. If you've hated it, fuck it. Send it to someone you hate.